You can book it. I like what he's able to do, ladies and gentlemen, by being that rookie and being an enforcer on that line, right?
Cumulatively, they're at 193 total points there. So then you look at who Mel Kiper had mocked to the Cowboys. 2020, Xavier McKinney, who was a Pro Bowl player. 2021, Patrick Surtain. 22, Tyler Smith. And if Patrick Surtain would have been there at 10, that's who they were taking. 2023, Dalton Kincaid, the tight end. 2024, Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle. He nailed that one. And then 2025, Omarion Hampton, running back. The average value when you combine all those, and you got to remember, Surtain's in there, and he picked Tyler Smith, who the Cowboys picked in Guyton, so there's some mirroring there. He's still 40 points off of what the Cowboys had in weighted average value. He's at 156. Daniel Jeremiah had projected to the Cowboys as his picks.
Yeah, right. So Daniel Jeremiah, let's see what he's due far as his projected pick. Shout out to my guys over here, 105.3 The Fan. Let's listen to what he said.
And these, we would be very unhappy if these had been their picks recently. 2020, C.J. Henderson, who got traded by the Jaguars, I think, at the end of his first season. Really, really bad.
Florida?
Yep. 2021, J.C. Horn, who good player but has not stayed healthy. He only just kind of popped off last year or 2 years ago.
Right.
2022, Jahan Dotson, who was a massive bust for Washington.
Yes.
2023, Luke Musgrave, tight end for the Packers, who has not been healthy. Fine player, but not a first-round player.
Hey, he tore that Musgrave tore our ass up. He tore us up in that damn playoff game in 2023, and that's all it takes, man. But I'm hearing what he's saying. Shout out to Musgrave and them.
2024, Graham Barton, the center, who Zach Wolchuk was in love with. And then 2025, his best projected pick was Tet McMillan, the wide receiver. So if you look at that, the weighted average value is 77 from Daniel Jeremiah's picks, which is way off the pace of what the Cowboys do. Now, so the way they're doing...
So that's why I say the draft is always a crap shot, right? There's known commodities and there's the unknown commodities, you know. And there's always somebody that you don't know. That's why I can't wait for the NFL Combine to hit so we can look back at this and say, okay, nobody saw this quarterback, right? All of a sudden, if Ty Simpson, let's say, for example, he runs a 4.3 something, there's somebody that's going to say, you know what? Let's draft him. I think that's his name, the other quarterback. It kills us that the Oregon quarterback went back, but I'm thinking that there will be a situation and scenario that another quarterback is going to get drafted in the top 10. There got to be somebody that's going to woo. Oh, won't you woo, woo, woo? Somebody going to woo these teams, and they're going to say, you know what? We need this quarterback. There's a Daniel Jones, there's a Josh Rosen. Somebody's going to go into this draft and overdraft the quarterback. So that helps us out in this evaluation. But in order for us to get to where we need to be at, we do not need to depend on the draft. We got to handle this in free agency. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Law, I'm hearing from the grapevine that we might be looking at Fitzpatrick. I can see that. I can see that, because one of the things that, you know, a lot of people have been talking about, shout out to Sleeper, the #1 fantasy app, they've been talking about, is Donovan Wilson tenure over in Dallas, right? And Dono, he's been our guy, 444 total tackles in 7 seasons, 8 INTs, 9 forced fumbles. He's projected to get $20.8 million, 3-year contract situation. If I'm the rep for Wilson, I'm throwing my sacks in there, because the season before last he had 5.5, and there was another season the man got over 10 to 12 sacks in his career, right? And I'm not trying to be advocate with shout out to your mama Wilson and all of the Wilsons following, but I'm not trying to sit here and can the man, but he's been in the wrong type of system last season for us. He was pretty good when you had Mike Zim out there putting them closer to the LOS and these sorts. So if you get rid of Dono, What you can't do is get rid of Malik Hooker and Dono, right? And start over with a clean sheet of paper with the safeties. At some point, you got to keep some type of veteran on your team. So it's either one or the other. And if it's my opinion, and I know that a lot of you guys feel a certain way with Malik, but at least you keep some continuity before you get into this draft situation. And then if you feel like, hey, the veteran guy, I drafted someone to replace, then you can probably deal with that. But I do not want us to clean house completely. Now, Fitzpatrick, you talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick? I like what he does for the team, for what he played it, and he can play multiples. He's a free safety, and he's a box guy. There'll be lights out for us, by the way. So I do see that. Now, you can't get rid of everything, and that's what hit us in the backside last season when it was – I almost let it say, get rid of both of them. Well, hey, just make sure if you do that, then you make sure that you replace. You make sure that you replenish and replace. You do not want to go into this season with a fresh sheet of paper with nobody carry over. We saw what the impact that it had when we got rid of Jordan Lewis plus DeMarcus Lawrence, right? A lot of y'all took a dump on Jordan Lewis when he was here. A third of y'all didn't really like him, right? Y'all said it X, Y, and Z factors. Some people was like, yeah, he was pretty good and all, but y'all was trying to get rid of him. And then a third of you, other half of you guys said, D-Law, hey, man, he only plays 30% of the time on full energy because he talking about he's tired and these sorts of things. Well, if you get rid of everybody, then just understand that there will be consequences is all I'm saying. And you should keep some of your veteran guys that can talk to these boys and know the terrain off the field. Dallas is a strange area is all I can say. And if you're not from here, if you're not playing in here, and you're not knowing the terrain in here, it can cause all type of crazy things is all I'm getting at. And shout out to Dallas, but you got to have some of your veteran guys to keep them intact. I'm not advocating that you should only go that way, but what I'm advocating is just be careful for what you're wishing for, right? And that's all I'm going to say with that aspect of it, Cowboys Nation. Before I go into my other topic, I want you guys to stay in control of these moments. I want y'all to stay in control of the things that you guys do, but you can be in control of this situation when it get out of hand. Just reach out to my partners. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it. I love it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Just click the link in the chat and use promo code LAW, 72 hours of odor control. I don't force it now. You better get in that shower, wash up under them armpits and in between that, thing in between, and then apply them the Mando. And then when you use that, be sure to use promo code LAW. That's law. Ice cold said control that invisible cream. Boy, you crazy than cat ass, boy.
And they understand the cost
that is involved. No doubt, man.
Damn!
No doubt, man. Hey, that 72-hour odor blocker, man. Shoot, you don't want people smelling like feet. With that being said, it's 5:10. And we want to open the platform up to those who want to call in and get in. I really appreciate y'all so much. Let's do this. If you're traveling around, I know I got more commercials than Tubi, but you got to.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
No doubt.
No days off.
But it's my birthday. And I appreciate y'all. Love y'all to the stars and back. So with that being said, if you're traveling around Dallas and someone rear end you or T-bone you, right, and you looking for someone to call, you need to get out of that jam, let me tell you who you need to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frankel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frankel first.
That's 214 or 817. And every 3 you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners at Frankel and Frankel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by a combined of 100 years of experience. They located here in the heart of Dallas. Keep this onto your mental mindset. If you can't visit that hotline for your mind at 817 and every 3 or 214, just visit frankelfirm.com. Now my hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. Cowboys Nation. 657-390-7391. Now, what we gonna do here? If no one calls in, then I'll have an early exit. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all to the stars and back. But 657-390-7391 is that hotline. Ice Cold said, I can't wait for law past my age. You know, Jerry! I'm trying to catch up with Jerry, though, by the way.